What's good, YouTube? You already know who it is. Your boy, Trey 57 Productions. Get with it or get left behind. And this is an important message. Because I'm sick of you anti-gun people. Until you really need a gun, people. Y'all still worried about calling 911. I already told y'all, go ahead, call 911. You're supposed to call 911. But when it's going down, you ain't got time to call 911. Even if you had time to call 911, you ain't got time to handle nothing because they gonna handle you. You got no weapon. They gonna put a couple rounds in you. They gonna go in your house. They gonna take advantage of your family. If you ain't got no family, they gonna take advantage of you, have a little fun with you, rob you, and then they on their way. And you left there either gone or bleeding to death. Like a hemophiliac, just bleeding all over the place. Now, is that what you want? Y'all anti-gun people? So I'm hearing about this post in my area where they are holding a CCW event, license to carry event. So you don't have to go down to the major city to get your permit. People that don't want to go down to the courthouse, too much traffic or whatever, it's difficult to get in and out of the city, especially if you don't know what you're doing or where you're going. So instead of going down to the firearms division there, they hold an event in an area where you can go and the sheriffs will be there, legal law enforcement will be there to issue your firearms, and the state police will run your background and tell the sheriffs, okay, he's good, boom. What is wrong with that? You got people commenting saying, wow, they're encouraging people to carry guns. You think? They supposed to. They're supposed to tell you there is a legal way to carry your firearms. Get your license. Pay that toll. Long as you legal, go ahead and roll off with that pistol. Go on out there and get you some training with that pistol. But this ain't about training. We all know that if you buy a pistol, if you've never shot one before, you could take it out to the range and get some training on your own, or you can get hands-on training by somebody that has used a pistol before. I'm not going to say a professional. I don't believe in a professional. You could go get some training by somebody that knows how to use that pistol effectively so that you can learn how to use that pistol effectively. Y'all people out there that do not have firearms talk about, I'm afraid of guns. Afraid of guns for what? Be afraid of the individual that has the gun, not the gun. So let's just say your father, you the one that's afraid of guns. Let's just say your father pulled out a gun and was showing you, oh, my dad has all kind of guns. You know, he had this and he's that. Okay, why ain't you afraid of him? He got a gun. Did you just say you afraid of guns? Or is it you afraid of certain people with guns? Well, you should be. There are some crazies out there in the world. But you have to even the playing field. You have to go get you a firearm. You don't got to be one of them crazy ones, but you need a firearm to protect yourself. Why wouldn't you want to be able to protect yourself? Or your little daughter, or your son, your niece or your nephew, your grandmother, your mother, the list go on. You never know. I keep telling y'all the threat is real. You don't know when somebody gonna run up on you and do harm to you, and y'all busy throwing stuff talking about y'all trying to make it bad for the law-abiding citizens, which I happen to be one, and you probably happen to be one. Or maybe you don't even have the right to carry a gun anymore because you ruined that and got felonies. That's not my problem. That's your problem. So don't be mad at somebody because you don't like guns or you're not allowed to have guns. So you throwing stones, creating fake accounts, getting on people's posts, commenting, saying, oh, they're encouraging people to carry guns. Who's encouraging people to run around beating people's brains in, shooting people, kicking in doors? Ain't nobody in that. That's just what they want to do. So you need to even the playing field. You kick in the door, I told you, no more. The threat is real, y'all. Why do y'all, listen, why don't y'all have this attack towards law enforcement? Why don't y'all have this attack towards law enforcement? They shoot innocent people every day. I love law enforcement, but there are some officers out there that hurt innocent people. Because one, an officer, some cases, there's an officer that's new to the job. He's not familiar with that area, so he assumes that everybody in that community is a threat. That's not the case. He thought somebody pulled out a gun, he had a water bottle. He thought somebody pulled out a gun, all he did was put his hands in his pocket. Yes, he was told to freeze, don't move, but still, some are trained to handle these situations, but when it hit the fan, they freeze up. Boom, accidents happen. But law enforcement make these mistakes every day. But I love law enforcement. I keep telling y'all this. Law enforcement got weapons. You should be allowed to have a weapon. You should have a weapon legally. Legally, you should have a weapon. But once again, legal does not make you a good guy because you legal to carry. But it don't make that cop a good guy because he got a gun and he a cop, because you got bad cops out here to do bad things. I've seen people get hauled off in a cop car. They never made it to jail. Next day, I seen them beat up, bruises all over them. They never did nothing, but they got beat down like they did do something. And they never did nothing. They wouldn't hurt nobody. They don't have it in their mind to, but the cop had it in his mind. I'm going to bust him up. I'm bored. I ain't arrest nobody today. I'm high off of this, whatever. They watch the show Cops too many times. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they... Come on, man. But everybody has a right to bear arms, and you're supposed to pick up as well. Protect yourself. It doesn't take a scientist to realize he needs to have a pistol to protect himself. You can't take a knife to a gunfight. Ain't no, and this is back in the day. There is nobody playing with knives when it comes to a gunfight. Somebody kick your door in, they got a pistol. They ain't gonna kick your door in with a knife. If it was that's the case, then all you need is a bat. He come in, home run. That's all I gotta say. So what y'all need to do is get out of that stupid, cloggy dog fog mind of y'all's and realize that you got loved ones. And if you love them, if you love yourself, pick up, arm up. T Electrik said it, but arm up. Y'all make like arm up mean a bad thing. Okay, if that's the case, people to go in the service, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, etc. When they go in there to train with what? Weapons. Weapons. They are trained to handle any threat. Any threat. Boot camp. They are trained to put down the threat. Tell them that a gun is bad. Well, they're fighting the bad guy. Well, it's bad guys out here too. It's bad guys out here too. You got a pocket full of money. You got a house full of merchandise. All that's immaterial, but somebody might want that immaterial. Now you know more because you didn't believe in picking up and arming yourself. You believed in calling 911 once again. I believe in calling 911, but there is no time for 911. I told y'all that's a joke in your town. Now, unless you live in a gated community and the person got to get in, they can't get up over the fence, it's time for the police to get there, then you cool. But everybody ain't got a silver spoon coming out of their mouth. We live in the hood. We live in neighborhoods where, and I don't mean the hood, we live in the hood. Every neighborhood is a hood. Hood ain't what y'all think it is, neighborhood. So in all hoods, you need to protect yourself. Once again, unless you live in a gated community where you got time to call 911. But let's even go further. Even in them cases, 911 ain't stupid. Well, ma'am, stay on the phone. Lady, why are we still talking and you should be saying the police is on their way? You trying to get all kind of, who's dead? Who's laying on the floor? Is anybody hurt? How tall are they? Can you see them? Lady, here's my address, police, click. That's all it should be. Somebody got a gun. Here's my address, click. When they get there, then they assess the situation. But other than that, that's a waste of time, y'all. 911 is, the police are responders. Like y'all, I told y'all this before. They are responders. They respond to the call. The call went out. He might have heard this call go out. Oh, you know what, dispatch, we're going to take that call. Disregard other officers going to it. Dispatcher going to say, okay, thank you. Tell that lady on the phone, yup, police are en route. You know what that cop going to say? Man, how many people did she say? They said it was a couple shots that went on. Man, it could be multiple guys up there or psychos. Let's just creep on in and see what we can see. Then, if it's safe, we'll go in. Hear what I said? Oh, yes, they do that. When it's safe, then we'll go in at the last minute. So when the media come out, you see these police officers standing there with their badges and their guns. Didn't look like they wasn't running, they wasn't sweating, they wasn't doing nothing but standing in front of the camera looking real tough, got their badges on, looking like they mean business. But when the business went down, they wasn't putting down. The criminal was putting down. He showed up at the last minute, everybody dead, and he's standing there saying, well, he might have came through that. No, you would have known what happened if you would have showed up when it all went down. Even if they got the call in time, like I told y'all, they're gonna take their time. They trying to go home tonight. So until then, with that being said, all of y'all arm up. I keep telling y'all, you better arm up, y'all. It's real out here. Get you one of these, get it legal. You ain't out to hurt nobody because you went out and bought you a firearm and you want to protect yourself. What do you think this is for? I keep telling y'all, the military, the police department. Why do the police? Well, that's the police and that's the army. Well, I'm me. And I'm protecting my army. I'm protecting my platoon. I'm protecting my goons. I'm protecting my team, just like they're going to protect their team. The Saturday cop car say protect and serve. Protect and serve. Oh, and they mean that. It's a lot of good police officers out there. But let's just be real, y'all. They ain't going to get there in time. They ain't going to get there in time. You need to get you some protection so when the threat comes, you can put the threat down. It's real out here. Stop playing with yourself. Stop playing with your life. You can't gamble with your life. You only get one. If they said it's a guarantee that you might not be here after you roll this dice, it's a two-sided dice only. Two markings on the dice. You're going to be here and one that's going to say you're not. Would you gamble with that? No. Because it might roll you ain't going to be here. That's what you're doing whenever you don't got protection. You gambling with your life. Now, I don't care what y'all saying. Y'all need to pick up. Stay strapped. Stay protected. Protect your family. Stop listening to all these idiots on these posts talking about guns kill people. No, they don't. People kill people. Evil kills people. Lay this down right now. This ain't going to do nothing. This ain't going to pick up and hurt nobody. This isn't going to do nothing unless you touch the trigger. What did Mark Finn say? Safe, unsafe, safe, unsafe, safe, unsafe. Come on, y'all, grow up. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Just because you got a gun does not mean that you are a threat. It just means that you're smart. Police got a gun because they're smart. Military got a gun because they're smart. All those agencies out there got a gun because they're smart. Show up without one of these, 911 will be a real joke. That's all I'm saying. So, I love y'all. Stay strapped. Stay strapped, y'all. That's all I can say. Stay strapped. Stay legal. Stay legal. Have the upper hand. Don't be down on the bottom. Don't be the prey. Do not be prey. Be the predator. Be the predator. And the predator does not mean you out hunting for people. The predator just means you think like a predator. So when they come in, you do the biting. You might get bit a little bit, but you're going to tear something up because the predator is tearing something up. You might take a few. I ain't saying you're going to catch on how they coming in. But don't let them come in and just lay you down. Lay your family down. It's a wrap. It's over. 6 people walking in carrying you to your grave site. Now you off to the next. But everybody else here is mourning and thinking about why didn't he have this and why didn't he have that? Why didn't she have this? Oh, I miss her so much. If only she was yes. And y'all women, stop putting them pistols in y'all purses. Because if the dude run up behind you, and I said it before, and if he take the purse, it's a wrap. If he take the purse, it's a wrap. You gone. Pistol go in your purse, not in your purse. Don't be running around with a pistol and there ain't not one in the chamber. What's the point? When you buy a revolver, it's ready to go. When you buy a semi-automatic weapon, rack that thing back, put it in your holster, and roll. and roll with it. If you got a pistol and you ain't got one in the chamber, that's like carrying a BB gun. The main purpose of that thing is to put one in the chamber and roll with it. You don't see police officers cocking guns back when they jump out. When they jump out, it's already racked. They jump out, bang, the threat is hit. They going home tonight. It's a joke when you run around with a pistol that ain't racked. Remember I told y'all that. Love all y'all. Stay strapped. Stay blessed. Watch for the snakes. Watch for the snakes. Not them slithery things. I'm talking about them ones that walk on 2 feet. Snakes walk on 2 feet, y'all. In this life I live. Love y'all.